Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are not just handing you a to-do list for learning React.js. No, we're giving you a strategic roadmap. This is all about understanding the journey, not just checking boxes off a list.
All right, so let's just dive right in with the most important question of all. With all the different technologies out there, why should you actually learn React?
You know, a lot of people start their journey over here, on the left. They see the hype. There are so many jobs. It's what's trending. And look, those things are true, but they kind of miss the real point. The actual magic of React isn't for your simple one-page website. The real reason it even exists is to wrestle with and manage seriously complex user interfaces.
And that leads to this huge mindset shift. The goal isn't to become a React developer. React is a tool, right? A fantastic one for sure, but it's just a tool in your belt. The real goal, the bigger prize, is to become a rock-solid JavaScript developer who then uses React to build things better and faster. That foundation, that's everything.
So let's build on that by going back in time a bit. To really get React, you have to understand the problem it was born to solve. Its origin story makes everything else just click into place.
So the whole story of React doesn't start in a lab or some academic paper. Nope, it started with a really annoying bug on Facebook. Some people called it the ghost message problem, which I think is perfect, because it really captures how frustrating it was.
Okay, so imagine this. You get a notification for a new message. You click it, you read it, but that little red 1 doesn't go away. Everywhere. Maybe it disappears from your chat window, but it's still lit up on the icon at the top of the page. The user interface was basically being haunted by these phantom notifications.
And this right here perfectly explains the technical problem they were facing, a UI state sync failure. What does that mean? Well, simply put, the data, the JavaScript code that said, hey, there are 0 new messages, and the user interface, what you were actually seeing on the screen, were not on the same page. They were completely out of sync.
So Facebook builds this internal tool to fix it. But when they first showed it to the world, the reaction was, well, it was brutal. People hated it. But then they open sourced it, and something really interesting started to happen. Huge sites like Khan Academy and Unsplash, both with massively complex interfaces, they started using it. And they proved that when it comes to managing a ton of moving parts, React's approach was a total game changer.
Okay, so we know React is here to handle complexity. That leads to a really critical question. When is the right time for you to jump in and start learning it?
Look, before you even think about typing import React, you need to be really comfortable with JavaScript. And I'm not just talking about syntax. I mean, you need to get how it actually runs code, how it talks to the web page, and how it handles things that don't happen instantly. You should get to a point where you feel like, you know what? I don't need a library to build this.
And that is the magic moment. The perfect time to learn React is when you look at a problem and your first thought is, yeah, I could totally build this with just plain JavaScript, but man, React would make my life so much easier. That's when you know you're seeing it as a powerful tool, not as a crutch.
All right, so let's say you're there. You're ready. What are you actually going to be learning? What's inside the React box?
Okay, first things first, this is a super important distinction. React is a library, not a framework. So think of it this way. A framework is like the military. It has strict rules, a strict uniform, a very specific way you have to do everything. A library, well, a library is the cool dude. It's flexible, it gives you freedom, it offers you powerful tools, but it doesn't tell you exactly how to build your house. And the core library itself is actually pretty small and elegant. It's all built around just a few big ideas. You've got state, which is how you keep your data and your UI in sync. You have JSX, which lets you write what looks like HTML right in your JavaScript. You build everything with reusable components, kind of like Lego blocks. You pass data down to them with props, and you use hooks to tap into React's special powers.
Now, this is a key thing to understand. A huge part of what people call learning React is actually learning its massive ecosystem. Things like handling page navigation with React Router or managing data across your whole app with something like Redux, these are separate libraries that you choose to plug into your React project.
So we know the what, but what about the how? What's the best way to tackle all this so that it actually sticks in your brain?
You've basically got 2 roads you can take. You can go theory first, diving headfirst into all the abstract, under-the-hood stuff like the virtual DOM and diffing algorithms, or you can go project first and just start building stuff right away, little things like a to-do app or an app that changes the background color. And honestly, the best approach for most people is to build projects first. Why? Because the goal isn't just to know things. It's to have the confidence that you can do things. Building stuff, no matter how small, gives you that confidence. Then, when you go back and learn the theory, it makes so much more sense, because you've already seen it work in practice.
Okay, finally, let's zoom out. Once you've gotten the hang of React and its ecosystem, what's next? Where does the road go from here?
Well, once you're feeling solid with React, you kind of hit a fork in the road. You can take your deep JavaScript knowledge and pivot over to the back end. Or you can double down on the front end and really level up your skills by learning the frameworks that are built on top of React.
And this is the next logical move for a lot of people. Remember how we said React is the cool dude library that gives you freedom? Well, frameworks like Next.js come in and add that military-style structure back on top. They solve common, big app problems that React doesn't handle by itself, like making your site friendly for search engines.
So there it is. That's the roadmap. It takes you all the way from why should I even bother to understanding exactly where React can fit into your career. The only question left is the most important one. Are you going to use it to build something or just get lost thinking about the map?